Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark, and I am an action figure enthusiast. Collect a lot of WWE, some Marvel Legends, and a little bit of everything in between. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DC McFarlane Collector Edition Wonder Woman. This is the 80s inspired Wonder Woman. We're going to take it out of the box and see how she looks up close. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Wonder Woman multiverse figure. This is the 80s inspired Wonder Woman that is starting to show up at retail. And before we get started, if you could be so kind as to click that like, click that subscribe, please share this video with other like-minded action figure enthusiasts. That would be so great. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. And so far we are growing by leaps and bounds, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. So every like, every subscribe, every comment that you leave helps promote engagement and pushes this channel out to other action figure enthusiasts that might enjoy this kind of content. With that being said, we have a great figure here. The artwork is tremendous. McFarlane is doing everything he can to push out some well-loved figures before the sun sets on the DC line through McFarlane. So as you can see, tremendous looking figure already. Comes with lots of accessories, 2 sets of hands plus the closed fist on the figure itself. McFarlane Collector's Edition here. DC Multiverse, this is the Platinum Edition figure, which I didn't expect to see. I found this at Target. They're doing a complete reset in the collector's aisle, and this was back there. And tremendous artwork right there. Wonder Woman DC Classic, and what I really love about this actually is the 80s inspired look to her. And I'm a sucker for a female fig, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm very excited to open this up, take her out of the package, and compare her to other DC figures I have in the collection, but also other female figures that I have in the collection as well. So here you get your traditional card with the graphic on it. And then the stand, of course. These are industry standard with McFarlane figures. We'll deal with those later. And then here's the figure outside of the box, but still in the plastic. So you get the lasso of truth, an axe, a shield, a sword, a lot of accessories. The hands, interchangeable hands, are phenomenal. And we're going to get her out of here. Alright, before we get into the figure itself, we're going to showcase these accessories, and it's a good thing I did this off camera because there's a lot of twist ties, a lot of tape, and a lot of stuff to undo. So let's start off with this. This is your basic, if you can even tell, it's the lasso of truth, and it's basically just your gold band. I think you hook it right there on the side of her, which we'll get to in just a minute. Then you get a set of open hands. These are sort of hard to see. Set of open hands. And then a set of, they look like trigger hands, but my guess is that they're sword holding and axe holding hands. And then you get a nice sword. A lot of detail on the handle. Let's see if you can see that. A lot of detail on the handle. And then you get this really cool axe with more detail on the handle and more styling on the blade itself. Looks really good. And then of course her famous shield. A lot of detail on the shield. And then there's the back where her arm fits through. Now let's dive into the figure itself. So there you see a tremendous head sculpt with the big 80s hair. The sculpting on the hair is really nice. Very voluminous. Then you have double jointed pinned arms. Got gauntlets there, they are not removable. Fisted hands. painted on armband over here. A great traditional red, silver, and blue Wonder Woman outfit. Then you have double jointed pinned knees. I'm so used to pinless knees with the WWE figures, so seeing pins on figures these days is interesting. But you can see right there. Like so. Double jointed pin knees. And she poses pretty well. Then you have the full back and forth ankle, and let's see here, a little bit of a, I don't know if that's considered an ankle rocker or not, maybe it is, and then patented toe articulation. I'm not so familiar with McFarlane figures to know if the way the boots and the ankles are, if that's normal for these. What really blew me away is the 80s look of the figure itself. I thought that was really cool. That's actually what drew me in as someone that grew up in the 80s, big hair, heavy metal stuff. This kind of reminded me of that. So here she is on a stand. I actually used a wrestling ringside collectibles stand for her. I didn't take the other DC stand out of the package yet. And I will say that while she does pose pretty good here, getting the sword in the hand was very problematic. I probably should have soaked the hand in warm water first, but I shouldn't have to do that. And the lasso of truth, it's just it's not even a wire, so it's very hard to get it to look good on her hip. And I'm thinking maybe you're just supposed to keep it taped closed to make it look good, but that's sort of messy right there. And then also there's something funky going on with the shoulder joint. Like if you bend it too far, it seems a little loose in there, so I had to push it back into place like that. But overall, the posing is nice. The figure looks really good. They're like this right here. I don't like how that sits, and so you're either gonna have to tape it into a way that looks good, but it's just, it does that. So aesthetic wise, something like that to give her the look of action poses. She does look good with the blue eyes. The blue eyes look good. The red lips look good. Slight coloring on the cheeks. The outfit looks good. Here she is next to my DC EU Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. I think they both look great. I do like my movie figures. I think the coloring on the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman is a little bit better in terms of the skin tone, and I also like the boots on Gal Gadot a little bit better. But I understand we're going with a classic Wonder Woman here, so it's probably unfair to compare like that. And then here she is next to the DC Catwoman that I found and I've never seen since, so that was a good find. And then here she is next to a dark Evil Lynn character that I have, and here she is next to a WWE Ultimate Edition Mattel Rhea Ripley that I have in the collection. One of my favorites. See how she stacks up. The DC McFarlane figures always scale a little bit taller than the Mattel figures. So the other thing is the price point on this figure is about $35 before taxes, and I find that to be very expensive. And after playing around with this figure a little bit, I find the articulation to be clunky. I find the ankle joints to be a little loose and impossible to stand her without a stand. The shoulders are a little funky in terms of the spacing when you try to pose the arms and the shoulders, and the weapons are very hard to get in her hand. The axe and in order to get this pose, I had to use some of that tacky museum putty to get her to stand and also to keep the lasso in place. So I find that the $35 price point before tax is a little excessive in terms of how clunky the figure ultimately is. It looks great in the package. So if you're a mint on box collector, it looks great. But if you're looking to strike certain poses or have her with an organized lasso of truth, it's a little hard. And even the wrist holding the battle axe tends to be loose. There's a lot of great aesthetics to it, but overall it's not one of my favorites in terms of a McFarlane purchase. And again, I don't have that many, but I felt like this one didn't live up quite to the hype, nor did how expensive the figure is. So I give it a C+, B- in terms of the overall feel and look of the figure. The look of the figure is an A, but the rest in terms of posing and some of the help that it needs to get to certain looks is a little bit disappointing. So I don't know if I would spend the $35 on this. I know that McFarlane's on his way out with the DC license, trying to get as much money as they can, and I do think that is a good looking figure, but ultimately I don't know if it is worth the almost $40 price point for this figure. If you've made it this far, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, please share this video, and as always, I hope to catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.